Hi, it's Crystal Woodbridge, relationship coach here, and I want to talk to you today about sex because it's something that recently came up in a study that says that of the British public, we're having less sex than we were 20 years ago, and I wanted to question whether that was true, and if it was true, what the possible causes of that were. So one of the reasons I'm a really busy relationship coach is because, and one of the reasons is because couples often complain that they're not having enough sex. So I want to share with you a powerful magic formula. If you and your partner actually give each other attention, your sex lives will improve dramatically. So as a relationship coach, I've seen hundreds of couples. And of those couples, approximately 80% of them complain of low sexual desire in at least one of the partners, even if that's not the presenting issue that they've come to see me for. Low sexual desire comes up as a problem time and time again. So once we start to think about the underlying emotional and psychological reasons for this, it can be quite interesting. Often individually, these couples do still have a sexual desire, just not for their partners. So I'm not suggesting these couples are going out having affairs at all. What I'm saying is that these partners will often have their own individual sexual fantasies when they see something that arouses them, or they read erotic fiction or see something on TV, or they have the capacity to feel aroused or attracted to other people. And sometimes they both still masturbate individually, just not together. So what's going on? Well, the simple answer is disconnection. I believe you just cannot feel a sexual desire for your partner if you feel emotionally disconnected from them. We have a human inbuilt need that's programmed into us to connect with at least one significant other person. We had an instinct as a child, our survival depended on it, to reach out to our primary caregivers, typically our parents, for protection and nourishment. And our parents often had the instinct to provide that. So it's what therapists will call a secure attachment. There were some controversial experiments conducted in the 1900s that suggested that newborn babies, if they were provided with all the nutrition they needed, if they were provided with their basic care needs were met, but they were withheld affection, they actually died. And of course our need for that connection goes way beyond early childhood and actually comes into our adult personal romantic relationships. And actually the secure attachment we seek when we become adults is actually within our relationship. So the disconnection from our partner can have a profound impact on our relationship in all sorts of areas, such as trust, such as mutual respect, intimacy and sex. So I think it all goes hand in hand. So who or what is responsible for this disconnection? Is it work? You know, we're all working longer hours, both men and women. We spend our lives, as I said before, inside concrete and steel, disconnected from nature, disconnected from ourselves and each other. We sit behind a computer, we spend long hours commuting, and we're all very stressed. So it's like work gets the best of us. You've got to question what's left behind at the end of the day for our partners. You know, quite often couples will say that they don't actually have the time, or they just don't think about even looking at each other when they get home from work, let alone kiss hello. Is it children or family? You know, it's no question that having children significantly impacts the relationship and changes your relationship in all sorts of ways. And you don't spend as much time together, there just isn't that time. How many of you sit together as a family at the table to eat your meals in the evening? How many of you spend hours in front of the TV when you get home? I actually believe that the TV's replaced the fire that our ancestors used to sit around, talk, share stories, dance together. Is it social media? It's not just affairs that happen online. I've known people conduct whole relationships seemingly online. You know, some couples will communicate with each other through Facebook. Some couples will argue through Facebook, or WhatsApp or whatever communication app that couples use. I've known that to happen, and it's virtually impossible to resolve conflict in a meaningful and constructive way using those means. You know, and we all have access to tablets and smartphones, and it has become normalised part of our culture. Have you seen couples out for dinner who, you know, there is a beautiful surroundings, they've got beautiful food, candlelight, it's romantic, and they're both looking at their phones and not talking to each other? Or perhaps you're one of those couples. Has anyone heard of foodography? There's a new thing where restaurants, not only is using your phone in a restaurant now culturally accepted, it's encouraged, so they'll actually design plates with iPhone stands in them so that you can take a picture of your food while you're eating and post it to social media. But can we blame social media and smartphones? I think the truth is that there are always going to be a million distractions that we can blame on our lack of sex or a disconnection from our partners, but the real issue is prioritising. You know, I can give couples the tools and skills to communicate, rebuild intimacy and reconnect physically and sexually, but couples have to do the work themselves. You know, quite often if couples say they don't have the time to practice those communication skills and sexual exercises, they might feel that you know, a good relationship doesn't need work. But if you do say that, think about the last time you stayed late at work to finish an important project, or the hours that you might spend at the gym, or that marathon training run that you get in on a Saturday no matter what. So why is it accepted that you would feel that it's okay just to work for the things that you want, you know, but not your relationship? If you think about your car, if you don't take it for its MOT or service, it will fall apart. So just to remind you, you know, the magic formula, if you pay time and attention to your partner, your sex life can improve dramatically, along with all sorts of other areas of your relationship. And that's because if you take the time to put the work in and prioritise each other, you'll reconnect. You cannot have an active sex life if you don't communicate or make time for each other in other ways. So look at each other, talk to each other, turn off the TV, have phone-free evenings and have sex. Take care for now.